Well, howdy, 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 and welcome back to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. Sarah J, how are y'all?
Good. Really good.
Oh, my baby, how you doing? I swapped places. I looked there for a second. The hell?
I thought you were about to give me a little Alex Horn there for a moment.
Next time I don't look down, don't move me again. It's confusing.
Shuffle. Just every few minutes, just moving around.
We're getting secular around here.
Mm-hmm.
Every 25 minutes, I'm going to move it just to play around. We got more Alien Earth to cover.
Yeah.
More Alien Earth. We, Sarah and I, dove deeply into the aliens this past Sunday.
Ish.
Where we can dive much further today, which will be fun.
Yeah.
Jay, what are just your initial thoughts on Alien Earth? We'll do good, bad, ugly, and like actual ratings later on, but just initial thoughts. There's a lot of people saying like, "Oh, this kind of sucked. It was really fun, but it was also juvenile." And there's a lot of people saying the exact opposite, and they enjoyed it a whole bunch. I think we're more on the enjoyment side, but where are you?
I think it's one of the. I don't think we're exactly in a golden age of sci-fi at the moment. In some ways,
Aye.
Star Trek's not great. Star Wars has been not great at times, even though Andor was brilliant. I thought this was brilliant. I really, really enjoyed this for lots of different reasons. I'm not a big fan of horror, and it actually made me a little bit scared a couple of times.
Ooh.
Insects that can eat you are not fun. I don't like that. So there was a couple of episodes I'm like, this needs to hurry up because I know it's going to happen and I don't like it. So, on the downside, I thought it was a bit predictable. We knew exactly where this was going from pretty much the second episode. We knew exactly where this was going. That's the only downside. But isn't quite a lot of what we watch kind of predictable? Which is when you then get something that's not. It's a bit like, oh, he's really dead. He died at the start of the film. And it's that Sixth Sense. So yeah, Harris, why am I looking at the side of your head?
Well,
you
I might be getting a little bit of a thumbnail together too.
Oh, the professionalism.
We're always professional around here. Come on.
The utmost. Professionally fun. Having a good time.
Yeah, when I ran this channel, it was always very professional and always bang on. And we never got confused and made mistakes or...
Confusion? Especially on names. Never. There was
Never.
I think that's a very funny ongoing joke. Can I do it on purpose?
What?
I've never got it right. I was like, doing this? I was doing a video a couple of weeks ago and there's a load of Chinese people in the thing and I was like, oh, for God's sake. I've got no chance of this thing. Not only am I going to get this wrong and embarrass myself, I'm also going to piss off an entire country and there's like 1.6 billion of them. Anyway, I go off topic. Do you know my favourite thing about this movie, and that I wish Star Trek would do? The technology was bang on. It all looked like an alien movie.
Time and wise was perfect.
Which Star Trek would do that? But yeah, I thought that was excellent. But yeah, a bit predictable. I don't know what juvenile. People are saying it's juvenile for. Well, why? Because the robots are kids.
I think so, and I feel like the way they approach things from the writer's perspective, almost, I can see where people are coming from in that sense, and I think that's where the predictability you were mentioning comes in. It's like, okay, it was exactly what we thought it was, and we were expecting more turns. We didn't really get any turns. All we got were extra aliens that did kind of add a thorn in the side to things and switch up stuff, but it wasn't twists and turns. It was very straightforward. And Stanley's made a great point. The kids should have been different ages, not all just 12 years old.
Right.
Yeah, but that might have been because of like the technology or something that they need to be. Just like in Matrix, they're saying we've got to get them out at a young age or their brains melt.
Right.
They didn't explain that in the show. If that's the case, it would have only had to be one line. Sort of go, can we do this to adults?
Mhm.
Sort of thing. But, which they didn't do, which was a shame. But other than that, it was irritating. Don't get me wrong. It was. It felt to be like just times. The first Shazam, I thought it worked. The second Shazam, he was still acting like he was like 8 years old, even though the kid was now like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Which was weird. The second film was terrible. What's that noise? Is it me?
I don't think so. I don't hear anything.
I don't. Is it me? I don't think so. I'm not.
Here, let me try something. Was that it?
Yes. Was it your dinner?
No, that's an air conditioner. It's usually pretty well covered up by my special shield.
I thought it was for a second, that was all. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh, do you remember? I was just before this live, by the way, just to go off a completely different tangent. You know, I said I may or may not have seen He-Man, the new He-Man live-action movie. Just saying there that it was just Shazam made me think that's what it reminded me of.
Ooh.
And like Shazam, that it's like trying to be or like Guardians of the Galaxy, but not done well. So it's like it knows it's a bit silly and leans into it, and if it's done well, you get Guardians of the Galaxy, but if it's not done well, you get Shazam.
Or Borderlands even. Oof.
Oh no, yeah, Borderlands. It's not quite as stupid as Borderlands, but it's not far off. Borderlands was so bad. But yeah, it's not far off. It's a bit silly. And the guy playing He-Man is just awful. So that was the main film I was looking forward to. I was so looking forward to He-Man, and now I'm not. Anyway, Alien Earth.
Alien Earth.
I'm looking forward to season 2.
Are y'all on the thought process that it will 100% get a season 2?
It is getting a season 2.
It was already confirmed?
It's getting a season 2.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It'd be stupid not to.
It's getting a season 2.
Okay.
There's a plan. There's basically a 10-year plan for Alien and Predator. From what I understand.
And it does seem like it was successful enough. It was the number one thing on Hulu for the last, I believe, No, I think it was kind of teetering back and forth between Only Murders in the Building and Alien Earth.
I don't think it's lit up any. It's not set off any fireworks.
No.
But it's done well enough, and the main thing is it's getting really good rewatches, which is always Disney really like. But also, it's social media wise, it did really well. People were talking about it after episodes.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's one of those things that they think might snowball a little bit. I think they'll have to bring it in a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
They basically set this budget up sort of pre strikes, and now post strike world is a bit different. So they'll have to do that. But there's a plan basically that's eventually going to bring Alien and Predator together. But it's over like 6-7 years. So if it continues to be popular, we'll see more of that.
So far, so good.
I think Badlands, sorry. If that does as well as expected, we could really see this kick it off. I think. What do you guys think? What's doing best at the moment then? Alien or Predator?
Predator.
Romulus and Alien Earth, and we've had Prey and Killer of Killers, or we're about to get Badlands. Obviously, we don't know. But what's doing better at the moment? Do you think?
Alien to me, but I don't know. It's real close.
It's all opinion, Sarah. You're allowed an opinion, and
I know.
And then when you get it wrong, I'll tell you why you're wrong, and I'll give you the better opinion.
All right.
So I have that. Like, people seem to think that I just tell people what to do. I don't tell anyone what to do. But yeah, no, go on then, Harris. What you? Because
Okay, because I'm thinking, as much as I want to say Alien, because I think the two things we've gotten overall, actually, I don't know what the better product or project is out of the two avenues. I think Predator is in a better place right now because they're on that third project rather than the second project, and those first two projects were significantly cheaper and had more eyes come on them after the fact per dollar, in a big way, rather than Alien has to spend the amount of money it has to spend to look the quality it does, unless we animate like Killer of Killers or something like that, because it'd be fun to have a show like that. But I think Predator is the more apt for success franchise right now because they've managed budgets the way they have.
Yeah. I don't know what the budget for Badlands was.
I think it's a little bit bigger. Let me Google real fast.
Yeah, go on. I'll Google the one for Prey, which I do know that, and I've forgotten it. Budget Prey.
Wasn't it like a 90 million or like 110 or something? Yeah, Badlands is only 100 million. Only 100 million.
Only.
Prey was 65.
Prey was 65.
Yeah, but wow. That's a lot of money for a straight-to-streaming movie, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. That's top end for a straight-to-stream. But it was supposed to go to the cinema, and they last minute decided not to because they're morons. Because it should have. But
well, maybe I'm eating my own words a little bit. I just Googled Romulus's production value, and it was only $80 million.
That did go to the cinema, though, so it would have cost the studio another probably 40.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the one benefit of Prey going straight to streaming, I suppose, is you're not then spending another 30, 40, 50 million dollars on thingy. You're just making, well, you're not even making money really, but it's theoretically making money.
Oh, I don't think so, Alex. Alex just brought up a good question. Is the plant monster in Alien Earth the same one that the Predators are running from in Predators Badland?
There are Easter eggs. I'll tell you that. I've not thought about that. It's a good point. But I have been told, look out for Easter eggs. Between the two. I think we've already seen a Predator skull, haven't we, in Killer of Killers?
Yes. Oh, yeah. We saw the Xenomorph Queen skull, I think.
Yeah. So there will be more of that. Badlands. Basslands? I got fat fingers. Badlands. Budget. Don't laugh at me. Yeah, 100 million for Badlands. Yeah.
Wait, Swamp Thing is the Alien universe?
Yeah, it is technically. Oh, it's so bad.
Wait, why? Just Marvel Comics?
Yeah, no, they exist within the same universe because there's been comic crossovers. They technically exist in the same universe.
That's weird.
But the new one, the new film is just fucking awful. It's bad.
Just with that thought, real quick.
Nails.
Do we think that Predator and Alien, as we're talking about the franchise as a whole right now, do we think they're remotely even trying to follow comic storylines at all? Or are they setting up their own things and borrowing cool elements from comics?
The latter.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I think both are very much trying to stamp their authority on these and go in their own way.
Okay.
But I can't remember the Alien guy's name. You'll know. Go on, Harris. The Alien guy's name, the showrunner for Alien.
Oh, Noah Hawley.
Noah Hawley.
Yeah.
Noah Hawley. And Dave Trachtenberg? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg.
Dan Trachtenberg. They meet about every 6 weeks while they're doing production stuff. What you doing? What were you doing? What do you think? And they always, this could be cool because I'm gonna. So part of the process is sort of like, right, I'm doing this. How do we sort of like sneak that into what you're doing? And but the planning for season 2 of Alien Earth is well underway. And you're saying about getting something animated, we might do.
Ooh.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. There's also more with Arnie coming as well on the Predator side of things.
I like that. The more I think Predator franchises borrow from Alien, not necessarily borrow, but just correlate with one another. Oddly enough, it makes sense rather than becomes convoluted.
AVP and properly will be the biggest movie that year by a mile. It'll be, people will be excited about that like crazy if they do it properly.
Yeah.
And I want to see the game. I want to see what Predators were supposed to be. Right? Predators were supposed to be the Marine Corps from Aliens, basically trapped between a battle between a xenomorph and a predator. And the film was supposed to be based on the Marine Corps desperately trying to survive, being like sandwiched between these two enemies, and they couldn't do it because of cost. It was going to cost way too much to make, so they made Predators instead, which is still a brilliant film. But that was the initial storyline for AVP. It was supposed to be on this alien Earth, this predator planet where they game reserve sort of thing. That was what it was supposed to be. Kind of following the game that we got back when I was a kid. But it couldn't get their money for it, so they did AVP, and then years later we got Predator. Was kind of supposed to be that. Predators was just kind of along the storyline. But
okay. Yeah,
I want that AVP. I want the Marine Corps with the pulse rifles and the trap between the two enemies. And what's that?
That would be badass.
Mm-hmm.
Does it lean too comic-y?
Well, no, because it would have to be done quite seriously. I think it's got to be done like a war movie.
Right. Yeah.
If they do it like a war movie and they don't go too silly, and it is like this,
right.
It'd feel more like the original Predator movie. You've got this small group of soldiers, don't really know what the hell is going on, desperately trying to survive. And I just think that's great. And then obviously it very much depends on how they end up doing it. But I think these two guys know what they're doing. So I would say it's got to be really serious. It's got to be done like a bloody Vietnam War movie, and then it'd be really cool.
Right. It's gonna be very gory too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd have to be.
Oh,
well, even the Predators movie, which was done, I think it was done relatively. Yeah, it was done seriously, wasn't it? But I mean, I think it's my favourite of the Predator movies post Predator. I loved Predators. I thought it was great. I
agree.
Yeah. But it's by miles the best of the Predator movies, other than Predator. And I love Predator too. Don't get me wrong, but it's better than AVP. And AVP.
What about Predators and Prey? Do you have a preference over those two?
It's quite close. I
know.
Right.
You're leaning Prey?
I'm going to go with a different. I'm going to go with a cop-out answer. They're both very good, but they're different kinds of movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
Sarah, do you have a preference of those two?
I don't remember Predators very well, but I'm going to go with Prey anyway because I like what's her name?
Amber Thunder.
Having the female, badass thing. I like that, of course.
It does fit within the whole Alien and Predator worlds.
Yeah.
Well,
a female. That's one thing I like about Alien is that it's very, pro women.
Yeah. If we're thinking,
I just saw the most sexist joke. Shh.
Uh-oh.
I'm not
it
gonna
didn't pop out, so that's a good thing.
I saw a Ricky Gervais joke the other day, though. Was it Bill Burr? It was Bill Burr. He says, "One of my dreams in life is I'm going to drive past a feminist protest, and I'm just going to scream out the window, so women, know your place. Get back in the kitchen." And then just drive off, looking in the mirror, looking at them going fucking crazy.
See how many people follow him.
It's so funny. But yeah. Sorry. That wasn't the joke I thought of, but I'm not going to say that one.
Good.
Persist. My thought after we're asking if we enjoy Predators or Prey more goes to after this series has been completely out, we've watched season 1 of Alien Earth. Do y'all lean more towards Alien Romulus or Alien Earth?
I was going to ask that. You clever boy. Sarah, what do you think?
It's very, very close. I'm gonna go with Romulus just because it's the, theater release movie. It's a little bit, just a bit better. So, Romulus, I gotta watch that again. I've been meaning to, and it's just like it was so good. I gotta watch that again.
I have to say Romulus because I know somebody that worked on it, and I think I might get yelled at if I don't say Romulus. He didn't get to work. He didn't get to work on Alien Earth in the end, but well, no, he did. But what he did got cut out. So,
oh, jeez, that sucks.
That's depressing.
He was very.
Well, they still got a paycheck.
He was supposed to 3 months in life. But yeah,
I'm with you.
I think I really struggled to pick between the two. I'm going to go Romulus because I thought the story was tighter. There we go, Romulus.
I think it's more focused.
Yeah,
I think Romulus is far more focused,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I think I gravitate closer to that.
Yeah.
Alex brings up another great question. Counter question: what breaks more lore, Romulus or Earth? And second counter question or counter question: what adds more to the lore without taking away from it?
How does it break law?
Earth, we're talking.
Yeah, either break the law. They, I mean, if you just
out
break
for
the
Tony.
movie, I don't think it breaks anything that's on screen, which would be direct canon. But I know there's a lot in the comics and the novels and things that might go into it. But that's beta canon.
Yeah.
What is broken in the main canon?
The big thing that Melvin was getting his hat kind of hung on lore-wise was the guns are not accurate. They made a very specific thing. It was kind of like Andor, where Andor is walking around using AK-47s when you're like, you should have cool space pistols.
That's a nonsense though, because different guns for different organizations. That was the USMC is supposed to be a military organization, so they've got a military gun. These were private security basically for the different things. It's like the spaceships are different. Oh yeah, we have different cars in different shapes.
Yeah,
they've got spaceships in a different shape because it's not military. So that's a nonsense argument. I'm sorry, Melvin, you're talking crap. It's irrelevant. They made the same noise. They sound similar, and they had the counter on the side, which is the same. They're just a different model or something. Is that
right? I didn't even notice the guns. I mean, if you're someone that's paying attention to that degree of detail, I mean, you're going to find stuff. But for me, I didn't even notice the guns. It's like, whatever guns. I just don't even think about it,
it doesn't.
All I saw was the gun. Oh, guns. I like guns.
It doesn't negate the joy of the series for me. That specific attention to detail. If it was there and they got it perfect, even better. But it's not something that takes away the joy of watching it.
It's absolutely irrelevant. They had a Kalashnikov rifle instead of a bloody Enfield. It's irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
They sounded similar. The basic design principles were the same. The spaceships I thought were actually, or the vehicles that we see. It's not really spacecraft, but the aircraft I thought were reminiscent of what we saw in Aliens, which I thought were the dropship. But again, that's a dropship. It's a different type of craft than we saw in the thing. Just because it's got to be fit within the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if they'd have turned up with laser guns, I'd be going, okay, that doesn't make sense. That's not in the technology. That's not a thing.
Right.
And another thing, they were less powerful than military versions because we saw them shoot an alien square in the head and didn't kill it. We saw the military version basically explode the damn things. So we know that the military version of the weapons in Alien were a different kind of weapon because they're military.
Yeah.
What were the weapons in Romulus? They used something more powerful, didn't they?
Yeah, there was also some kind of weapon discrepancy. I'm pretty sure people are like, this broke canon for that as well. I guess they just don't care about the guns. And canon lore no longer concepts that matter within some specificities. There we go.
I thought they did a great job keeping the technology sort of in line, but I'm gonna have to watch Romulus. I know the weapon towards the end is different, isn't it?
Well, I guess
I thought it was an earlier model of the gun they use in Alien or Aliens or whatever. It was like a earlier model. version of it.
Thing. I think do they have some sort of like laser weapon though or something in Romulus? In the corridor at the end, she's got a very powerful weapon, isn't she? And I cannot remember what it is now.
I'm trying to remember too.
Chat, SOS.
I'm gonna have to watch it. What is the gun in the corridor they used
Yeah.
at the end? Was it a projectile weapon or was it some sort of laser weapon? I can't remember. I always think it was some sort of like electric beam weapon or something, but maybe I'm.
It is odd how later in the series, I guess, the weapons just lessen.
It was some sort of. Was it?
It was essentially a really big taser, is what they were shooting the Xenomorph.
Oh, that's Alien Earth. I mean, isn't it? In Alien Earth, they basically.
Yeah, when Morrow shoots out, which that was like a super cool thing.
Oh, it was
but
cool.
It didn't contain him for very long, if you remember.
It got straight out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit like me trying to get out of a sleeping bag. There was an element of.
Yeah.
I think it was.
It reminded me of about halfway through Stargate when the Zat gun stopped disappearing people, and now they're just really injured for a moment or two. Oh, I got a bad tummy ache. Let me stand up again. Whatever it ends up being.
That's like the worst Stargate weapon of all time.
Could have been so cool.
Look like a big
just what it looks like,
Tony,
just not great.
It is a little bit phallic.
I think it's the canon
rise
problem.
up.
It's the only canon problem in Stargate that I can think off the top of my head that they realised they had to change the guns halfway through, the Zats halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, they kept canon pretty good on Stargate.
And if they didn't, they fixed it 3 seasons later in one little subtle minor way that makes it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or we just kind of we'll just forget that existed and move on.
Brad Wright was pretty good. He said, like, you create aliens, you create rules, and that's it. Jay, in Aliens, it's heavily implied that nations still exist.
Oh, yeah.
And are
so
still.
This would also be where it's canon breaking.
Right. But I thought it was more like the nations exist, but the corporations are heavily
Run them.
In charge. So they
them.
have gone a different way with it. It doesn't actually say that countries don't exist in Alien Earth. Right. It just said that the corporations run everything.
Yeah.
They're in charge.
Mm-hmm.
But the Marine Corps in Aliens were the USMC, weren't they? I'm pretty sure. Which would they were military. But again, it was the corporation that was running the operation and telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that's canon breaking.
It's maybe one of those bending a little bit.
Yeah. Could be.
It sounds like they've given themselves enough gray room, and it feels like they've given themselves enough gray room from both angles, where it's an implication here, and it's an implication here, which means that truth lies somewhere in the middle. That was terrible. I shouldn't have ended where I ended on that.
But I do know where it's coming from. It is implied, but it's not black and white in Alien Earth either. And I think that leads more into the comics, doesn't it? And the graphic novels. Whereas there's the 5 corporations. I think that's fleshed out more. Because we know who the other 4 corporations, or the 3 corporations are from I know this from the graphic novels. There's basically one in the EU in Britain. There's one, Wayland, there's one that covers North America and the moon. One that covers Russia. Wayland Tani, which is more like Asia and what have you, and then another one which I forget. But
Prodigy, right? Did you say Prodigy?
Prodigy, yeah.
Wasn't Prodigy Southeast Asia?
Something like that, yeah. So Buzz no more. So because he's been eaten. So no, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. He's not been eaten. So spoiler, he survives.
And technically, we don't know if Prodigy's no longer a company later on.
No, there'll still be a company when it's only that one island that's been torn to shreds. But they've got private military, and that is a discrepancy with Aliens, that it's not privately military organisation that goes. That is a discrepancy with Aliens, you're right.
Oh, that's a great question, Monk. Would the Tyrell Company and Blade Runner count too? Technically.
Are they, again, they're supposed to be same universe.
It is, yeah.
It might be an earlier version, maybe. I don't know the time frame between Blade Runner and... I'm not sure when Aliens is set, actually. We know when Blade Runner is set, isn't it? Don't we?
Well, Alien Earth is like 100 years.
Here we are.
It's a bit more than that, isn't it? 2122. And then Aliens is set 2179. It's actually far ahead. 70, 80 years.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let me look up the Blade Runner timeline.
Set 2120. So that's 100 years ahead.
Yeah.
And then, then Alien. Yeah, just over.
Alien's only a couple years after. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, 100 years ago, isn't it? So 100, 150 years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Blade Runner timeline isn't giving me a bunch of stuff either necessarily.
Well, no, it isn't. It's because it's Blade Runner.
Here.
That's by the title, isn't it? So
2049 or whatever.
Yeah, we're about
29 or whatever. 49, 99. I don't know. But...
Can I zoom in? Because this gives me Prey is 1791, Predator's 1987, Predator 2 97, Blade Runner's 2019, Soldier is 2036.
I forgot that's supposed to be it as well. Yeah.
I didn't realize that was in here.
Yeah.
Blade Runner's 2049, Alien Earth 2092, Prometheus 2093, Alien Covenant 2103, and Alien Origins also 2103. Alien Covenant Origins, the short, is 2103. Alien Covenant, the film, 2104. Alien Harvest, the short, is 2119. And Alien, the film, is 2122. And then we get into...
I'm going to go for it. This is going to take a while.
Yeah, we don't have to keep going.
And something's dripping. I can hear something dripping, which is really annoying. I think it's in my ensuite. I haven't turned the tap off.
Have you had any alien creatures get near your head recently?
I know, Frank.
Control plus and minus to zoom. Thank you.
I'm very sophisticated. I say ensuite instead of bog room. So, just do. Back in a minute. Oh no, shit! Don't do that. I nearly left.
Is that even? Did that help at all?
Zoom in the It didn't zoom in the graphic. So.
Oh wow. How do I make it go back?
There it did. I don't know. Okay, it's like freaking out now. Oh, it's like zoomed in like behind it. You see?
Oh, what?
Background? Like.
I am confused. It is on Reddit, everyone. I don't know what else to tell you on that.
Alien timeline? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that one makes it easier.
Mm-hmm.
Visit a proctologist, Jay. Oh, no. The new Blade Runner series is 2099. That is something that maybe we ought to...
They're doing a new animated series or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I think it's a mini-series. I don't know if they're trying to make it multiple seasons or not. I believe it's a mini-series. Kind of like, didn't they do 2029 or something like that right before they did 2049? Like a bunch of multiple shorts.
No idea. But if they did, I want to go check them out.
Yeah. You suggested a proctologist, sir.
What? No, I wasn't dripping. A tap was dripping.
We just said something is dripping. It's kind of.
I could just hear.
What in the hell are you drinking? Like, oh
I was about to say, are you sure it wasn't that thing that was dripping? Whatever that is. How much cranberry juice did you put in there?
We know I have urinary tract problems because I need to pee somewhere. Nah, Vimto. Do you have Vimto in America? Vimto.
What?
Vimto. Do you have Vimto in America?
That sounds like something from Fallout. I don't know.
No, I'll go get a bottle and I'll tell you what's in it.
Oh,
it's a bit like Black Dr. Pepper, I think.
Stanley's, are you familiar with that enough to let us know if it is live action or animation? Because I thought it was animation, but did y'all see, speaking of Fallout real quick, it's official, Michelle Yeoh's the new Pedro Pascal. Someone said,
what's in it? Raspberries, blackberries, grapes, blackcurrant, and raspberry fruit drink. I better get like free Vimto for this. I'm like free sponsorship.
That or they're going to copyright our video now.
I've never heard of that.
Okay.
It's just supposed to be juice?
Well, it's a squash, but you can get a fizzy version.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Do you get Iron Brew? You don't get Iron Brew over there, do you?
That's my favorite.
We don't even get Iron Brew everywhere here. It's more of a Scottish thing. They bloody love Iron Brew in Scotland. Love a bit of it. It's like their Coca-Cola.
So Blade Runner 2099 is apparently live action.
Yeah.
I thought it was animated. Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was too. Like, high quality animation, but nope.
Oh, and it's a series as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be serious.
That's going to be fun. It'll be fun piecing all together the Alien Predator universe in that sense.
I don't think 2099 is going to be. It is technically within the universe, but I don't think they're actually going to put that on screen.
Well, I doubt we're going to see xenomorphs popping up or anything, but it's just fun to have the whole universe still inform one another.
Right.
The same size and shape as my head.
Wait.
I've got to drink one of these a day. Same shape as my head. It's almost the same shape as well, though. It's your face on there and some glasses.
Yes, there we go.
My glasses will fit.
They don't do videos anymore. Just put that in front of the camera. Voiceover.
If you can have that.
Which one's the Vimto? You can't tell.
Well, the one with the glasses is obviously Jay. Oh, what just happened?
All right.
Purple is your color, Jay.
I'm going to do a video. I'm going to go, hey, welcome to Tech and Plus Podcast.
There you go. Yeah, I do the thing like people do with dogs where they put like the hoodie over the dog, you see, and then you do that.
Put my glasses on.
Yeah.
Shave the top of its head. There we go.
I just had a great question in my head. It is no longer there. I don't remember what it was.
Is it?
We were asking if 2099 was animated or not. We found out it's not.
It was somewhere on that.
But we don't have a release date, right?
I'm looking for Killer of Killers 2.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I gotta rewatch that. I gotta rewatch everything Alien and do like a ranking video on everything. I haven't done that. So.
It's Vimto's Night with gin as well.
That's what they mean when they're talking about gin and juice. It's just the Brit version.
Did I tell you about Ouzo when I was in Greece? Ouzo. You know Ouzo?
I feel like you've mentioned it before.
Yeah, I told you about that when I convinced a Greek guy to drink Ouzo and Coke.
I think so.
To tell you that. It was so
Vimto
funny.
now needs to sponsor the Tachyon Pulse.
The Tachyon Pulse.
Tachyon Pulse. Can you please have a tank and stream from the tank and call it the Tachyon Pulse from now on?
I'm like Tank Girl. I was going to sat on the top of a tank. Welcome to Tachyon Pulse.
Viewership will increase by 400,000%.
I don't know.
Especially if you wear the outfit.
And the
girl
more
outfit?
viewers I get, the more I get yelled at. My channel's fine. Let's not grow it anymore. It's fine. I'm sick of being yelled at. Don't like it.
You just started a Patreon thing about reading all the comments that you get yelled at. Why?
Yeah. That's my place to go and bitch about it, though. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop responding to comments on the channel, and I'm going to respond to them on the Patreon thing, where the person that puts the shitty comment, chances are, won't see me. I can't. But I was spending hours responding to people. I thought, why don't I just do a video? It's like, I can't be arsed with this. So I'm not gonna respond. I'm definitely not going to get arguments with people anymore.
Yes.
Which I promised I wouldn't do.
That.
Can't help myself.
It's not worth the brain power, which is kind of fun to have just the Patreon version of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And also it gives me a chance to sort of go, oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that, and actually like respond to things. Because I do all the time. I get comments that like completely change my mind on something I've said in a video. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do another video about it. So, you know, so this gives me a chance to actually like go, that's a bloody good idea. That's made me think about blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'll do that. A bit fun.
Well, I just made myself think about aliens again by saying the words brain power, which made me think of both the sheep and Boy Cavalier. The Boy Cavalier. What do y'all think about him as a character? Is he written well? Is
very punchable.
Oh, very, very punchable.
Oh, I think they do a good job of making him be that kind of person that he is. You know, you want to hate him. You're supposed to hate him. You know, they do a good job with that.
We've all seen it. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care about spoilers either. I'm fine.
I'm a free spirit. I'll say what I want. Free country. Unlike you two, I live in a free country, so I'm allowed to say pretty much whatever I want. So. Oh, I got to stay away from politics. I'm ducking and diving. Don't let me talk about politics. Can't hit me. Hey.
I hate how true that's becoming.
It's not. You still live in a free. You have to compare your country to North Korea, and even.
But comparison is the killer of joy. We just need the killer of killers, you know, to come in here and
stay on topic.
Level it all out. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that one. Oh, my daddy wasn't nice to me, so I built a robot to.
Yeah. I did not see that twist coming where Aid Edmondson was a robot, to be fair, was the synth. I didn't.
Oh, I knew he was a robot all along.
He didn't have it.
Yeah. Maybe not at first, but a couple episodes in, I was like, yeah.
I didn't twig. But I'm just watching it going, I love Aid Edmondson. Look, Aid Edmondson's on the screen. Look, he's in the TV show. Look, Aid Edmondson. So I just did that the whole way through. So I wasn't, every time he was on the screen, I was just like, yay. But for me, he was one of my favourite sort of like comic actors when I was a kid. So it was like Young Ones, Bottom, all these shows that I just loved when I was a kid.
I wouldn't have guessed he was in comedies.
I would not either. I just thought he was just some generic British actor they hired to play that role. I didn't know he was anybody.
Rick Mail from Drop Dead Fred. Rick Mail.
The Huda?
Do you know Rick Mail? He was in a couple of films. He was very popular at one point, and he was in a film called Drop Dead Fred, which was an American film.
The name's familiar, but I can't picture.
Right, he's dead now. He died. Right, but what else is he in? Who you might know. Anyway, it was him, Aid Edmondson, and Rick Mail. They were playing this thing called The Young Ones, first of all, and Aid Edmondson played a punk. He was like properly a punk rocker. And my favourite line he ever did was bored, and then he hits Rick Mail over the head with a cricket bat. He's like, ugh, even mindless violence seems boring today. My favourite Aid Edmondson. But in Bottom, they're just these two losers that live together, and they're just Oh, the Flash. He was the Flash in Blackadder. You watched Blackadder, right?
I know of it. I love Rowan Atkinson.
God damn it! I've got to watch Blackadder. It's so funny.
Yeah, I know Hugh Laurie is what but yeah.
I will
Hugh Laurie's in that, right? And what's his name, Mr. Bean?
Yeah,
Rowan Atkinson. It's Rowan Atkinson show, right?
Is Blackadder. He is Blackadder. Hugh Laurie and is in it as well, and it's just a who's who of British comedic actors and actresses. But I will occasionally shout, "I've got a plan, and it's as hot as my pants," and I just randomly say that, and it's fine as long as whoever I'm saying it to has seen Blackadder Goes Forth and knows who the Flash character is and remembers it immediately, or just a random person shouting that I've got a plan that's as hot as my pants at them, which makes no sense, and actually could get me in trouble with HR. But I say that quite a lot.
Jay get in trouble with HR? Hard to believe.
No,
happens occasionally.
You never say anything inappropriate. Come on.
Why did you say that? Because it was bloody funny in my head. I say things that are inappropriate, being funny and hilarious in my head.
Yes, that's the key point there.
And that's all that matters. As long as you're amusing yourself, what else really matters? I think I'm funny as hell.
I just think Jay just likes amusing himself a lot.
I do. I amuse myself a lot. I mean, every chance I get, really.
I don't blame you. I'd try to follow a
As I'm
similar
alone.
pattern.
As soon as I'm alone, I amuse the hell out of myself.
Ooh. I was about to say send pics, but don't.
I'm
Don't.
I'm 47 years old.
Don't
That's
want
never
that.
been-
Yeah.
Put that on the Patreon, or don't.
I don't think you're going to be able to pay to see that.
Yeah, it's an OnlyFans. So you don't want to see this. Amusing myself.
Well,
17 maybe, but not now.
speaking of things that were amusing that got us onto this topic, what was his name? Ed Edner? It wasn't Ed Asner. What was the guy's name?
Adrian Edmondson.
That was close.
Yeah.
We call him Aid Edmondson.
Adrian Edwardson. Alex brought up a good point. Would have been nice to see that fight, but Girl Boss Power's active, unfortunately. So
Yeah,
we're going to let
she did
Sarah
it.
lead on this one. But do you think it was because obviously it was cool as hell to see him just freeze and Wendy's quote unquote powers and
The
abilities
eyes.
able to do what she's able to do. The eyes were creepy.
Yeah, that was great. The eyes moving. That was.
Would it not have been better to have her actually fight him after a brief moment of that? Maybe he is an old enough synth or something like that where he overtakes it, or his programming is not exactly the same, so he's able to go from a back route or something. I don't know. Some quick little explanation that allows him to kind of overpower that power after a moment, because she also doesn't use that frequently. So maybe it would have been more entertaining, because it does totally I think one of my issues with the final episode, which I wouldn't necessarily even call it an issue, it ends kind of boringly in a way, and it's not. It tries to be cerebral and intellectual, but it's not. All it is just the Lost Boys coming to fruition, and we've like we've all said, we could have guessed that from episode 2. You know,
right?
Do y'all think?
I'm trying to.
What's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Adam.
Well, Adam. I know Adam. I'm gonna just say Adam instead of the actors. I couldn't remember. I wanted to say Adam Asner again.
Yeah.
I should have twigged when his name was Adam. Spanner. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Spanner.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm allowed to say Spanner. Anyway.
I don't know. Even Kirsch and Morrow was a bit over quickly. All of the coolest things that could have been I am kind of that honeymoon phase might be over a little bit, because now I am thinking about it. The ending kind of pisses me off. Everything that's cool that could have happened is done, and I understand from the production value, because it is the cheapest way of doing it. Where was the payoff with the horseflies? How good was the payoff with the plant monster alien? Because it kind of sucked. How good was the payoff with the eyeball?
He ate a chick.
Yeah, in the most boring way possible.
Yeah.
She should have shot the other guy, or the other guy should have shot up at her and the alien. But instead, it was just people standing there, and then here comes hybrid synth lady to bang you over the head with a big old.
How about, though, you don't think about it as a season finale, you just think about it as part A.
Yeah.
And that we're going to be then going straight into season 2, which is we'll just carry on. It's not
that's not the right way to think about it.
But it's half a finale and half setting up the next.
I am debating not watching the next part of Daredevil because of how pissed off I am that they didn't finish the story. That was the most egregious thing they could have done by cutting it off right there instead of actually finishing the season. I am legitimately pissed off at them, and I'm kind of I don't want to think Alien Earth ended up approaching it in a similar manner. But hell, it kind of doesn't seem like they didn't, because everything that should have been solved in season 1 wasn't solved. What was solved this season? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of frustrated.
Alien Earth or in Daredevil? What are we talking about now?
Well,
Alien Earth.
Kind of who the kids, the Lost Boys are, was kind of solved. What they're going to be, what their next steps are going to be.
So we got 6 setup.
Yeah, which that's what to me it's the season 1. That's what you do.
We got that the xenomorph is now a doggy. Come here, good boy. You're tickling the jaw. You're a good boy.
Well, I don't know if that's the pet thing. I don't know if I agree. I think they see her, Wendy, as a queen more than like a pet situation.
No, I was being.
I'm thinking,
but I get what you're saying.
I was being facetious.
No, I know, I get, and there's a lot of people that feel it's like a pet thing too. But I view it more as like it's a queen kind of thing.
I can see that. I hope they don't try and impregnate her. That'd be awful. But yeah, they're a hive animal. They're a hive breed of animals. So yeah, she's that's a good point. She's a queen. That's what it is. And there is a lot of setup for season 2. I would agree with you. There's not an awful lot that's sort of like tied off because Prodigy's still, little prick's still alive. Kirsch is very badly hurt.
Yeah.
But that fight scene was cool, I thought. I know you said that was over very quickly, but I thought it was wicked. When he goes over and he gets his back broken on the table, I thought it was wicked.
Yeah, that was good.
I agree. It just needed to be about another 50 seconds.
Well, the kids have matured.
Just didn't have time, I think, to fit in probably what they wanted to. I did love the build up to the Kirsch-Morrow fight. I loved that those little tete-a-tetes they would have were great.
The elevator scene was so
Oh yeah, that was so good.
The one thing I'll say about Kirsch that was it felt like in the first half of the season he was very important to it, and it felt like he was building. The second half of the season, really until the finale, he just sort of was there.
Yeah,
he literally had absolutely nothing to do in the finale. They made it where it was setting him up to be some kind of like evil mastermind plotting all this stuff. And how does Morrow walk in on him? Oh, yeah, the rest of everything's going on. There's all these xenomorphs tearing people apart outside, all these other things, aliens escaping the other room where we've been doing stuff. But I'm a tinker with this unknown object in here that's not going to be important or anything at all. I'm just here.
There was no explanation on why Kirsch did everything that he did.
The more I'm thinking about it, it is kind of frustrating because I understand the setup for season 2, and I agree that there are things that you need to dangle and have ready to pick up, but nothing was resolved. I can't think of anything that was resolved.
Right. It was all a setup season. I think it was just to set everything up. I don't think we're going to start seeing resolutions till next season.
Because we're not even seeing the Lost Boys resolved yet either. All we know is, okay, now the Lost Boys are ready to fight.
Yeah,
cool.
They're kind of doing what we thought they would do, which is
they've gone from
not be controlled.
Yeah, that's it. They've shed off the control.
Yeah,
I was always told that the storyline for this was quite early. I was told this. The idea was that we were supposed to see a lot more of the world and the way the politics works and everything, which was hinted on in this season, but wasn't really. Yeah. We only saw Prodigy, and we knew that was going to go badly because it's a thing that we've never heard of before, except in graphic novels, I think. And we didn't see a lot of Weyland Yutani, which we should see more of. So my understanding is the storyline is going to go from an island to a much bigger story over the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Makes sense.
There is a story arc planned for 5 seasons. So
I mean, we saw a little bit of the political stuff with that boardroom scene where they were hashing out that settlement or whatever. We
saw flashes of it, but not.
Yeah.
And we saw some explanation of what the politics is like on Earth now and how it works. We still need to see that there are countries, but they're not actually, which is really just a little bit of a boiling down of what the world's like today.
Yeah.
Countries don't have as much power as they did 30 years ago.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's the trajectory we're kind of heading towards, where corporations are going to be running governments.
Yeah. It's not even they'll be running governments, they're just running everything, and governments become a little bit irrelevant. The government's still there, probably, but they're just kind of irrelevant. It's a bit like RoboCop, whereas the governments are just becoming non-entities sort of thing. They're still there, but...
This is what I'm worried about, Alex. If they can't wrap up anything over 8 hours, why would we expect them to get any better in a season 2? I'm gonna plead to Disney real quick. Disney, treat your audience with respect and expect your audience to be smart enough to understand what you're putting forth. And if they're not, there's dozens upon dozens of YouTubers, look around here particularly,
Right.
to go in and give those people those details. Treat your audience with respect, treat them with intellect. That way you can make an actual good show and you don't end up with half-ass shows like Daredevil, Born Again Season 1, and because they're not full stories. As enjoyable as they are on episode to episode, they would be better with the context that was taken out. Simply put.
So, in a couple of years' time, when we've got 4 or 5 seasons of Alienness and it becomes one big story,
right? It'll make sense.
Going to give a crap.
Yes, because they would have wasted a year and a half of their own time and a lot of ours.
I thought you loved a slow burn. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. This from the person that likes the slow burn. The slow burn is that you take a season to set things up and then you get it going after that.
Gotta be well earned though, and we're at the ending of season 1. And all it is set up. There isn't a resolve. We're at the end of a full story. There needs to be a resolvement of what's actually happened, and there is no resolvement whatsoever.
Well, there is some resolvement because, as we said, the children have gone from being basically slaves to just thrown off the yoke.
They could have guessed that in the first 20 minutes.
The prodigy prick is all like, "Oh, I'm all excited." Even though he's definitely getting eaten at some point.
Eyeball.
It's the next bit. Okay, I appreciate everything wasn't wrapped in a bow, but they've got to a point where they're going, right, next. And it goes on to the next season, and because the story becomes bigger. So it is, but I can appreciate maybe not in the way we're used to. But it is a season, it is a cliffhanger, basically. It's a traditional type of cliffhanger, which we don't get anymore.
Yeah.
But we used to. We used to get series that ended, and then we used to have to wait 6 months for the finale. And we don't get that anymore. And it's almost like, with all due respect to you, Harris, but you're a fucking idiot. No, modern. But I think it's almost our modern way of thinking about it. It's like, oh yeah, well, what's next? Why didn't it end the way I wanted it to? And I'm just like, well, ends the way.
Preconceived way of wanting it to end. It's that the way, and I don't mind where they ended. I agree that it's a good spot on paper, but they didn't earn where they're at. Kirsch and Morrow, like you just pointed out, because Morrow's in the same boat. He's kind of like the coolest damn character for the first half of the show, and Kirsch is right there with him. And then where are they for a while? But that's with every single character. Every single character, instead of actually having a full arc, it feels like the only people that have a full arc are Wendy and Hermit. And I think there's still that went on the cutting room table. It feels like all of that context that was over saturated or whatever was the original thought process.
I will agree. It does feel like there should have been 10 episodes. I do agree with you there.
It was just
like it wasn't the finale. It felt like there should have been one more episode.
Yeah.
To sort of like make
actually
sense of it. I would agree there.
Utani ships landing and stuff instead of
needed more setup, and the finale of what we got, I do not think was a strong enough finale for what they set up. There was more action in every single episode than the finale. And the action
I would agree there. Like I said, I felt like it was. I thought there was 10 episodes, and when I watched 8, I was just like, oh wait. But then it actually started. I didn't watch it straight away. I only just watched it like about a week ago. So I think I was about a week late. But I knew I was a week late, so I thought I was getting 2 episodes. I didn't know that it was 8. I hadn't looked. But then it started showing me something else. So I was like, it only does that when it's the end of the season. So then I looked. I was like, 8 episodes. So I do know what you're talking about. The way the episode was, I thought there was one more episode. What I'm saying is, though, once season 2 starts, which I know is probably going to be 18 months away, I'm not going to care. But I do know where you're coming from. I do get it. But I do think it's a little bit. Is it a bit impatient?
Well, no. I think they're being impatient. I think that is the issue. Is their impatience to just get it out there rather than give us the best product and project possible. And same thing with Daredevil season 2 is what Alex just says. If they didn't do it in season 1, why would we expect them to do it in the next season? They've already greenlit Daredevil for season 3, so why would they do that in the next season for us? If they've already greenlit and they have the plan for 5 seasons of Earth, why would they do that in the second season? And the thing that makes me kind of double down on that thought process is, well, they moved the good context and the politicalization of the show and all the things that we needed to ground ourselves within this universe out and forward into season 2. So is that 5-season plan even a 5-season plan, or is it 6 seasons now? And if what was going to happen in season 2 is now what was going to happen in season 1 is now happening in season 2, are we talking about 7 seasons now? And how do they rework that story over that time?
Just think of it as chapter 1. I think that's my point. It's chapter 1. There's a 5-season story plan. That's what was pitched apparently from day one. I don't know how much was cut out, but I was told there was going to be a bit more of the worldwide politicky thing, but that might have just been cut out. I don't know. I know a lot of stuff changed through the development process, mainly because they were paused for nearly a year because of the strikes and stuff changed. Right. She needs a wee as well. So there is. So I do know. I think I do appreciate. The main thing for me is I think the best point I think you made is about Kirsch, that
storyline
was disjointed. And you've got probably the best actor and one of the most likable actors in the whole thing, and he is weak towards the second half of the season. And there's no explanation. He better come back in the second season. They better fix his back, and they explain what he was doing. It felt like he was just like, well, the robot and the synthetic in Alien was a bit of a prick, so we better have a bit of a prick in this one. But it doesn't explain why. I suppose you could argue it didn't really in Alien either, but it did, because he was orders from the
company.
From the company, wasn't it?
David from Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah,
he didn't care as well.
Yeah, he didn't care about the humans, so them defeating. He just was following his orders, something. So, but Kirsch wasn't getting any orders from anybody, as far as we know. He was going his own way. He wasn't doing what Prodigy wanted him to do.
He lied to Boy Cavalier.
Yeah. He knew about the thing in that guy's ear and knew what was being said. He knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't. So yeah, there's no explanation for that. So I do agree with you that. I don't agree with you that the finale was anything more than. I just think they're setting up the second season. I think it's the end of chapter 1, going straight to chapter 2, and that. But I'm possibly more used to TV shows being done like that than you are, and because that's how shows were done when I was a kid. That's how they were done. It was almost always left for the finale with a cliffhanger, and a lot of the time the final episode was all just setting up that cliffhanger. There was no.
The benefit of those shows is they have 3 times the context. The 24 episodes was 3 times the context. The thing that does not make this feel earned to me is the lack of context. And I it's not often I say, give me more exposition, give me more just explaining things. But
yeah, well, with 8 episodes, that's hard to do.
It's like we've swapped. It's like we've done a Friday, and you're there. I'm there going, it's a slow burn, man, and you're there going, no, give me more. What? Oh, slow burn.
Right. I don't judge season 1s of things too harshly unless they're really, really bad, because they're figuring it out, and I'll see what the next seasons are like before I make my final judgment.
And I don't think this is a poor season by any stretch.
I don't think so.
No.
But yes, I can see where the problem. But we don't know what's planned for season 2. This whole thing might be something that they've got planned to sort out later. How many times have we seen this with Marvel and stuff? You see someone go, that was a bit weird, and then in like 3 movies time, they're like, oh, that's why they did it. So we don't know what's coming. We may look back on this and go, like I said, I'm thinking of this as a book, and this was a chapter, and there may be stuff that they've sort of set up at the moment. We're going, why hasn't that paid off? But it's going to later, sort of thing. So we don't know what's coming down the road. I just think, let's be patient. Let's see what they do in season 2. A lot of this might make sense. That's basically what I'm thinking.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Yeah. They set up questions as well for this thing, so they want us talking about it. Go, oh, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Setting up questions that they'll answer a bit later. That's how I.
How smart is T. Oculus?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
But I will agree with you. It felt like there should be another episode. So yeah.
Even with the
I can
questions,
see that,
like the questions kind of suck. They're not interesting questions that we're left with. They're like, okay, what's gonna happen to? What's gonna happen with? There's no thread to dangle onto and do something with. All it is,
Right.
oh yeah, Wayland Yutani's coming with some planes. They're trapped there. I wonder what Wendy's gonna do with the people in there. Oh, but she's gonna deal with.
An hour ago when you liked this season. Do you remember an hour ago when you this was going? This was brilliant. I love this show.
Oh, see, that's the thing that throws me off.
do.
I loved the finale, walking out of it, enjoyed and I still really enjoy it.
I know.
But thinking about it critically,
Yeah.
and like what Sarah says and what David was saying a moment ago, you got to give season ones a little bit of leeway. And
I did this with Strange New World season 3. I loved it at the time, did a video about it, and you guys changed my mind a little bit and went, have you thought about this, thought about that? And then I watched it again, I'm like, I know critically, I'm like, oh, this is awful. What the hell? There's no thread to this. What the hell's going on? So yeah. I appreciate that. The more you think. So I would argue, do what you normally do. Don't think about it. And
I never not think about it. I think
too
about
hard,
it too.
you're gonna find something,
overthinking shit. Picard season 3. It's the best season of Star Trek we've had since Enterprise.
Yep.
And I watched it a second time. Didn't particularly like it. And everyone else creams over it. How brilliant it was. Am I allowed to say that either? Am I allowed to say you can cream over something? I'm probably not. Am I? But people would say this is the greatest thing ever. Rah! And I'm watching it again, going, "There's a lot of mistakes in this season of Star Trek that are quite annoying when you watch it a second time." I didn't read that. What did that say?
It's still doubling down, and the more I think about it, the more I'm feeling it. A franchise like this requires the forethought to be put into it before production. This is the same problem current Marvel's facing.
I think it has had the forethought. I just don't think we can see what that is yet.
Yeah,
I agree.
all that. Yeah.
The Noah Hawley aspect is what's getting me hung up.
Okay.
This is his worst first season he's ever done.
Well, I think he's written a novel, and we've seen the first chapter.
Well, that's also, I don't love that reference either, because season 1 is a book. It's not a chapter. Each episode is 45 minutes to an hour. That's a chapter. 8 hours is a full audio book. That's a full book.
I just think that's how he's done. Okay, it's the first 8 chapters. Sorry, of it's done like a Dan Brown book. There's a chapter.
Okay.
There are going to be 300 chapters in this. No, but I mean even that, like how many episodes? 5 seasons, 8 episodes, 40 chapters. That's kind of, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 40 chapter book. And we're just at the end of the first arc.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll be off the island in the next one, and they'll be doing something else instead.
And I'm still ecstatic for it. Now I've got some trepidation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and this is why we debate these things, and this is why they want us debating these things, because they know we live in a social media world now, and if we don't debate it, then that's a problem.
This actually, both of what Alex just said, this is what my understanding was. An entire season 2 would have been them going, each season was, this is what I meant to pull up. Each season was originally supposed to be self-contained. There was supposed to be a wrap-up with this season.
Right.
I know there was supposed to be like an overarching thread, and it wasn't supposed to be like an anthology series, but I understood it was more in the vein of what Fargo was doing rather than Legion,
Right.
Right. Okay. All I can tell you is that as I said, I know there's a 5-season arc. I know it's all set on Earth. They don't go anywhere else. We're not going to see any more particularly spacey stuff. We're going to see over the 5. I think the review I got when they said was that I think it was actually more of an what the entire series is going to be. I think the source assumed that meant season 1, so I think it wasn't. So what I was told, I think, was an over the whole thing, something maybe. But I think there's a lot of story to tell yet. At the end of the day, we've had something that was very cool. He's made some brilliant decisions with certain things, like the way the alien moved. And even though probably 75% of what we saw of the alien was actually CGI, it didn't look like it.
No,
it looked really good. The effects are great. Yeah.
I think he knew. It's not even that the effects were brilliant. He used them properly.
Yeah.
They were almost. But it's almost like using CGI that almost like looks like a bloke in. I think you said it, Harris. It looked like a bloke in a rubber suit, but we know it's CGI. So that's actually a
but it was a mix of someone in a suit and CGI, wasn't it?
There was some. There was some stuff as well. Yeah. A lot of the time, when we see his head come up and it's dripping behind his head, like that's animatronic and stuff. But
those were great shots.
Yeah, that one when Morrow was standing there and that was so just that whole sequence of in the building there with that dinner party and everything, that was so good.
So now that was a good example there. It's a bloke in a suit and he comes sort of over the top of the banister, and then it's CGI, and you can't tell the difference, which I think was just astonishingly well done.
That moment, though, while thinking about it, doesn't make any freaking sense. Why would the xenomorph not take him out?
He's hiding, playing hide and seek.
Yeah, but he's a human.
Take out Joe. You mean when Joe came in after it had attacked everybody else, and he walked in, and it almost did get him, and then Morrow stepped in and zapped it right before it got him.
Yeah, it was literally stood over him, wasn't it? And it buggered his chest up. Oh no, was that later when he got nailed?
That's later when they're in that.
That was nailed later, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted to see bloody Wendy. I want to see that fight behind the door. But
they off camera.
But no, I think Noah Wiley's done a good job of that, of not giving us too much. He just pulled back a little bit in a few areas, which might be frustrating, but I think will pay off later.
I think so too.
He can't do the money shot in the first 5 minutes.
No.
And to try to, it was ballsy to put that type of sequence that early on in the show as well, rather than save this for the finale. But I think it did hurt them overall because there wasn't a big bang on your finale. And if you set up your show with that and you keep that action that level throughout at least the first half of the show, and then the second half of the show you kind of get a little more cerebral and intellectual, and then you're like, oh yeah, we're done.
I think they started with a bang, didn't they? And then maybe episode 7 was a big bang, and then episode 8 was more about getting on with the setting up everything for
episode 7 wasn't even that much of a big bang. It's just guys just a big bang.
Weird looking chick killing that guy, and then I forgot her name.
Nibs.
Mr.
Strawberry.
That's what I was about to say. Who's Mr. Strawberry?
Well, Lily.
Oh yeah, that's her little stuffed ostrich. Was Mr. Strawberry. Yeah.
Reminds me of a Red Dwarf episode. Let's not get into that. We've already talked a lot about British comedies from my childhood.
I know we got to start moving here sooner than later. Maybe make this the last comment or question here. Alex said it still seems like this was something else, and the only way they got it greenlit, was by attaching an alien to it. Do y'all think that's more likely the case, or is this truly let's find the world of Alien and build upon it?
I think they were building.
I think there was a graphic novel of Alien Earth as well. There wasn't this storyline, but there was a graphic novel about aliens getting to Earth. It was years ago, to be fair. This is world building. That's the point of this. It's supposed to then lead into what happened in Romulus and explain that a bit more. We're supposed to understand aliens a bit more from it. I'm not sure. Alex has done some brilliant comments today, but I'm not sure that's fair. This was built from day one, following Romulus.
Yeah.
Noah Wiley was to do this. And I mean, this show was going to be something else, remember. It was initially called Wayland. It was supposed to be something else. But it developed, it changed, mainly because of the strikes. And became, but that's development.
Yep.
It wasn't something that they had an idea and they go, oh, we can't sell this, so we stick an alien in it. And this is an alien show that's supposed to be showing a lot more. Because remember, even the first Alien movie, which is more like Alien than Aliens, really, in some ways. Yeah. The android or the synth was a big part of that film.
Huge.
I mean, it was in Aliens, if you remember, but they flipped it and made him a good guy. But you know, he was both these movies. The synths, so they've pushed the synths a bit more forward. I think is all.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's because Ridley Scott leaned so heavily into him with Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about that, though, Sarah and I discussed this the other day. Mm-hmm. So we got our thoughts on the interwebs already. What order, if someone has never seen Alien ever before, would you suggest it in chronological order? Prometheus, Covenant, Alien Earth, Alien Romulus, Aliens, so on and so forth? Or would you suggest it in release order or any other?
Nobody should be made to watch Covenant. So I wouldn't make anybody do that. I'd have to watch Prometheus. I would basically have to erase my brain, which as I'm getting older is happening naturally anyway, and watch. I'd have to watch Covenant before it to figure out if it would make sense. Or do you need to have watched Alien to really... I know it's a prequel, but is there stuff in there that they explain fully, or do they do it because they know you've seen Aliens, so don't bother? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've assumed you've watched Aliens, so maybe... but because I can't erase Alien from my brain, I can't watch Prometheus without knowing what happened. Does that make sense? So I think you always do things in production order. You never do things in chronological order.
Chronology, baby. I love it.
It never works. There will be stuff, Prometheus.
We're never going to change his mind, Jay. We're just not going to.
Star Wars and Stargate chronologically have both been amazing.
You can watch it chronologically. What are you talking about?
Stargate, you got to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Star Wars, yeah, you do. Once you get to Atlantis, at least.
No, you don't. What are you talking about? They were released chronologically.
If you look it up online, there are specific episodes that you should go back and forth, and I did do it that way.
Okay, there might be a couple of weeks.
Well, if you want to watch it in release date, then they were both on at the same time, and they aired back to back, right? And the same night.
That's what I'm saying. They were released. They were released in order. They were released and things. So I don't get that. But it's not like Star Trek that then had a prequel. So Enterprise is set before, and then Strange New Worlds is set before. But my point is, though, I think when you've got a season like that, they're going to make. I don't think they. I think it's a risk. They don't necessarily explain everything because they know you've seen the thing before it. Even though chronologically they should, because chronologically they're like, well, we've never seen this thing before, but we have because we've seen bloody. So I'm just not sure they would explain things. They would do it knowing you've seen Prometheus, knowing you've seen Alien, and it's supposed to add to Alien rather than the other way around, sort of thing. So I'm not sure. Watching anything chronologically is a good idea when it's spread out over such a long period. There's just too much stuff that you're not going to understand, I think. I know from Star Trek, and I had this argument with you before, I know for a fact, if you watch Star Trek chronologically, you will be as confused as hell on many.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
So
you're supposed to do this 18 months ago. You still haven't.
We're still working on it. So Star Wars, obviously, maybe not your favorite thing in the world. But would you rather watch that episode? Would you introduce someone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3? Because the payoff for 4, 5, 6 is so much greater if you watch the prequels first.
No, I think they were made though as sort of like with that in mind. They knew it was parts 1, 2, and 3, so that was maybe a little bit different than like what we would consider like a traditional prequel. Yeah. It was very much done as right. We've got to do this part 1, 2, 3. They were almost doing it. And just ignored parts 4, 5, and 6. They just almost like pretended they didn't exist and just did.
Listen to old Ridley Scott. He says the same thing.
Well,
he wanted to have his 3 movies before Alien always.
I'd have to, like I say, I'd have to watch it to know if that's a thing. But I'd have to, the problem is, like I said, I'd have to erase Alien from my brain to know
Yeah.
if that's right. I mean, I could watch it just try with an open mind and try and figure it out. But I think it would be difficult.
Where we kind of ended up on the other day, or I guess where I ended up on, where trying to make the chronology actually make sense. Because with Alien, Prometheus, and Covenant, I do have soft spots for, but they are the weaker side of the Alien films.
Yeah.
And part of that's just because they're so focused on trying to explain the intellectual world of Alien and all that.
Yes.
So if someone watches those two first, Sarah and I kind of thought about it. Every Alien movie is much more of a suspense and a thriller rather than a horror movie. I think Alien and Alien Romulus are the two that lean most into horror. And if Monk's immediately like, no, me.
The Knights would say,
me. But if you start with Prometheus and Alien Covenant, you get all of the basis, you get all the cool stuff, you have all of your standard Alien things that you would like to see in there, and get set up for the thought process of where you will end up later, which I think makes, because you're used to them acting one way, and people know about aliens, people have seen clips of Alien 3, whatever, throughout their lives. They expect it to be more of an action thing. It's an action thriller. It's shoot, 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 run, 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 shoot, run, 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 shoot.
Alien 3 isn't.
Well, sure. But that
Alien 3 is boring as shit.
The things, if someone just has seen clips their entire life and has never watched it, they're going to think Alien might be a little scary, but it's totally like an action movie with some scary stuff in it.
No,
Alien,
thriller. Aliens is an action movie.
Alien and Alien Romulus
Mm-hmm.
are the only two that are truly horrific in a horror genre sense.
Yeah.
And I think if you start with Prometheus and Covenant, you have an expectation for aliens that Alien and Romulus subvert, which changes those expectations. And then you go back into Aliens, and it brings you back into the nitty gritty. Okay, this is a franchise. There's a bunch of stuff going on.
Or as a counter suggestion, stop thinking so much. Go back to you were not thinking enough earlier, and now you're just over there. Just watch the film. Do it in any order you like. Start with Alien 4, and then
start with Resurrection.
Yeah, I like Resurrection. I might be the only person on the planet that liked Resurrection.
Monk loves it.
Yeah.
It has been so long since I watched that. I gotta do that.
It is underrated. It's the end is quite crap.
The fact that she makes that shot is cool.
Yeah.
I love that story. But yes, Sigourney Weaver is amazing in that. And Winona Ryder is very cool in it as well, actually. We learned a bit about the synths in that we haven't seen in other movies. So yet. But yeah, watch in any order you like. Just don't watch Star Trek chronologically. You're a moron if you try.
I agree, but we're just pushing him more down that road.
Damn right.
I keep trying to tell you, it doesn't matter. Just watch him in release order. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
It's an experiment. You got to do the experiment right,
Yeah.
I don't care how you do it.
So Sarah and I ended Sunday with this. Could you give us the good, the bad, and the ugly for the season from your perspective, and then give us your 1 out of 10, and we'll call this a great Afterthoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Good, bad, and ugly. Good. Was the CGI and the technology. It was so good. I was so happy with that. It was a very early on design decision, Romulus and this, that I think was very, very sensible. The good, the bad. Kirsch in the second half of the season was I don't think I noticed until you mentioned it, but actually thinking about it, they did nothing with Kirsch in the second half of that season. And Timothy Olyphant is one of my favourite actors.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
If I'd seen the first 3 episodes before it came out, allegedly, and he was so involved in those first 3 episodes that I was really excited about where they were going to go with that, and then they just didn't, which is a shame. The good, bad, the ugly. those bugs, right? The ones that.
Oh yeah, nothing ever happened with them.
Yeah, and then the hybrid bugs. They didn't really explain those hybrid bugs very well. I didn't twig what was going on with that until they sort of like after it had eaten that kid, and then they explained. I was like, they've hybridized it. Oh, I can't have caught up. I must have missed something. I must have been hiding in a duvet when there was a monster coming or something. I just didn't twig.
Which part?
You know the bugs. They're not
the horse flies or the little leeches?
Flies.
Yeah.
The horse flies. Weren't they a hybrid?
Those flies? I don't think so.
No, I thought they were just another creature.
They're just creatures. They just eat metals because they're from a planet without a lot of plant life or something.
Okay. I think I misunderstood that. I thought they were hybrid. I actually thought they were a hybrid between the blood-sucking dude and the alien.
No.
So that. There you go. Then
I think they're a separate species.
Yeah, because just freaking horrible.
Yeah.
Horsefly, leeches, octo-eye, plant bug, and then what was the plant one and what was the other one? The xenomorph?
Just the xenomorphs, right?
Yeah, the xenomorphs.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole thing with the eye dude where he's attacked the alien as well. So we know the eye dude is an enemy, the xenomorph, but that's all got to be explained. Yeah. So we've got loads of stuff to look forward to. Yeah. But what did I say was ugly? Just the flies in general. They freak me out.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Those vampire ticks were bleh.
Yeah.
Especially when they were full of blood and they just like flop. That was so gross.
Well, then they think when they had like little babies with me in the thing, that's what I thought they were. You could see stuff moving. So I was thinking, I think that's the way of reproducing. Which reminded me of a Slither film, a film called Slither, which is an early James Gunn movie with Nathan Fillion, and that's what they did. Go watch it. Actually, it's a brilliant film.
Yeah.
Good.
Party ticks, bark flies, testicle plant, xenomorph, and crazy eye thing. We're really going for it.
Yeah. Octo-eye, I thought was one of the best things about the series. I love that thing.
No,
Deep was really cool.
So good.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Hard to rate. I'm comparing it to every great show ever.
I think I gave it an 8 and Sarah gave it a 9. Is that right?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah.
Good show.
Mm-hmm.
If we compare it to other shows now, 8.5. I compare it to shows that I loved. I compare shows I've loved over the years.
Mm-hmm.
It's only going to get a 7, maybe even like 6.5. It's not the sort of show I would rewatch. I will rewatch it when season 2 comes out, just because I want to catch up. It's not the sort of show I'll go, I fancy watching Alien Earth. It's just not. I will watch Stargate randomly. I watch shows like Boston Legal randomly because I just think, Firefly. Mm-hmm. I'll watch every about 4 months and things like that. I will go out of my way to watch it. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch Alien Earth. If I didn't have Disney, I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it. So, a 7. Good show.
Mm-hmm. Not
a great show. But to be honest, mate, it's kind of doomed anyway because I don't like horror. So it was kind of screwed already. I don't particularly like Alien. I love Aliens. Aliens is one of my favorite movies. Mm-hmm. I don't like Alien 3 because they lean back into the horror. I like Alien Resurrection because they lean back in with the action. So I'm an action movie fan. Predator is my favorite movie ever made. And Die Hard. I'm not a fan of horror movies. So they were always going to kind of lose me in places anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
I've always said, and I stick by it, horror movies and series and anything like this, if they do well, they scare me. And I don't like being scared. But if they don't do well, what's the point of them?
Yeah.
In places, this series actually got me bored. It lost me a couple of times. Because I knew what they were building up towards. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, you just get on with it. I know that thing is going to come out there and eat that kid. And we just get on with it. And
that's where that context could have been so vital. All the context that they removed could have made everything else interesting along the way. Rather than in that stripped backness that it is kind of nice to some degrees because it does emphasize the horrific moments.
Mm-hmm.
But all the horrific moments also happen in broad daylight, and it's like a creature we're familiar with and have been familiar with for decades. So it's not really scary in those senses anymore. It's more scary whenever they're in the middle of a corridor and can't escape it. But
here's a thought as well, though, and then I really am going. All right, because you've already kept me longer than I said. You promised me an hour. It's 8:15 here. I want to watch TV and go to bed. Anyway, are we at a point that the horror doesn't really work anymore?
No, not at all.
Well, now hear me out. We've had so many like shocking movies over the years, and I think thrillers work better than horrors now. But
to a degree,
I
don't watch horror either, so I don't really know.
With CGI and everything else, we're so used to the monster being quite early on, and I think that's better when you don't really see the monster till later. That's one of the reasons why I love Prey so much. It kept teasing the Predator, but it didn't like get it until we didn't really get the Predator till the second half of the season, the second half of the movie.
Yeah,
and I thought that was brilliantly done. They won't do that in the next. Well, they're taking Badlands in a completely different direction, which again I love. I think that's brilliant. Well, I think in a lot. I think they did it quite well in this, in that we get a big bang with the alien because we knew what the alien is. And there's no point hiding it. We've seen it a million times before, and then they slowed it down and think it. But it just feels like there's a lot of horror movies that are basically just doing the whole. It's very formulaic. It's like, bam, wait, bam, and you know it's coming, and then they do the stupid. It's behind the door. Oh, it's not, and then it's behind another door.
Right.
I think Scream sort of took the mick out of this 25 years ago, but they're still doing the same thing. But just for me, it's just like, yeah, all right. How many bloody Final Destinations are we going to have with exactly the same formula?
Yeah, I can't do Final Destinations anymore. Yeah, I didn't even watch the new one, even though it was supposed to be like funny. And most horror things have turned into comedy now, like comedy horror, and that it's odd because horror is still like the most successful genre pound for pound, typically. But a lot of the things that no pound for pound, it's horror. Like it's not even close to any other genre. Horror's just
actual like cost of the show compared to money it's made. Okay.
Cheap to make, money made. You know.
Yeah.
Weapons is the thing that comes to mind recently, which is freaky as hell. And then the last 10 minutes is maybe the funniest shit I've seen all year. But it's still horrific in a sense there. But I kind of see where you're saying where that is more of a thriller with horror moments. Bring Her Back earlier this year, The Substance earlier this year are much more thrillers. Even Substance being like a body horror, it's more of a thriller that uses where I guess creatures are obviously cool and everything, and we all love them, but creatures do get campy at times, and that thriller aspect of things nowadays rather than horror movies. And Sinners is also kind of in the same vein where I think the horrific things in movies are ourselves and the things that we are like introspecting on per film.
Yeah, that's gone through me. Speak quicker.
The thought process.
Sinners is a horror movie, but it's also a vampire movie. I thought it was done very, very well. I actually really want to watch that again. I loved that film. I thought it was great. I thought the end was a bit weak, but other than that, I thought it was a great film. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Sinners and Across the Universe, my two favorite musicals.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go now. Bye. I need to pee.
Okay. Bye.
Shall we call this a day then?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I think we covered it.
Then bugged me with, what have we seen this week? I'm like, no, I'm not going.
What? That's Sunday.
Yes, I know.
We've got 4 more days of TV watching. Right. Or 3.5 more days of TV watching.
Yep.
Anyways, this has been Afterthoughts. Thank y'all so much for hanging. Y'all let us know what you thought about Alien Earth down in the comments below. We are the Knights who say me. And I'm very happy with that one. That was great. This has been SciTrek. We love you. We love y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Come hang out Friday for Radical Wasteland Podcast. Sunday again for Sci-Fi Sundays. We should be back next Monday with some Farscape Treon. Check out Tachyon Pulse over there. Check out Sarah6226 down there. And next Wednesday, in lieu of Afterthoughts, actually,
Oh, for God's sake, don't talk.
we'll be getting right back to Stargate Outpost, and we're going to go over those Captain episodes that we have been talking about.
Very cool.
Yep.
That is going to be a blast. We will see y'all then.
All right.
That is our laundry list. That's our housekeeping.
Housekeeping, yes.
We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.